everybody, welcome back to Dad and Bones. I'm Dad.
I'm Bones.
All right, and together we're Dad and Bones. And this is a review show where we go ahead and test out, review, and let you guys know about those items that Mom might have said no to in the past. You know, for example, on our first video, I went ahead and reviewed a peanut butter whiskey. And Bones, what did you do?
I tried strawberry guava made in Hawaii.
Okay, yeah, she tried a strawberry guava drink. And after the reviews, we kind of ended up deciding that for the dads, the peanut butter whiskey was definitely not worth it. But for the strawberry guava drink, it might be worth risking getting in trouble for. So with this video, we're going to go ahead and try something a little bit different, review a couple of different items. So earlier in the week, I was taking my morning shower, and I decided that it was really time to redo the shower stall. Now, we bought our house not too long ago, and since we've moved in, the upstairs shower has always had a lot of blemishes, cracks, stains, and that kind of stuff on it. And I think I finally just kind of hit my tipping point and decided it was time for something new, and I want to make it look good again. So I had a talk with Mom. I explained to her that I wanted to try I wanted to try refinishing the shower before we just go ahead and rip it all out and try something new. She kind of ended up disagreeing with me. She thinks it's not going to look very good, and recommended that we just go ahead and save up and spend a bunch of money to replace the entire shower stall. So in typical Dad and Bones fashion, I went ahead and snuck out on my way to work and swung by the home improvement store, and I picked up a box of this HOMAX toughest tile. So this is a tub, sink, and tile refinishing kit. It's a little bit like a paint project where you can run it across your shower, your bathtub, your sink, your tiles, and it's supposed to make it look good as new, hardened kind of like porcelain. So we're gonna go ahead and risk getting in trouble. That way we can test this out, and if it works out in Dad's favor, then we could save a lot of money, because I think this was only around $70 as opposed to spending hundreds of dollars on a brand new shower. So that's Dad's plan for the day. What about you, Bones? What do you got planned?
Mom said I need to lay off on the sugar, but I really wanted this boba drink, and it's at this Boba cafe, and I think I should see if that's worth getting in trouble by Mom.
Well, I think that's a really good idea, because to be honest, I really like the bubble teas as well, and it's a really nice day out. So what do you say we take the motorcycle?
Heck yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I'm sure Mom would say no to that too, huh?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Guys, we just had to change into our safety gear, because safety's first. So what I had to change into, it was jean pants, my boots, gloves, and a helmet. So safety first. We're all ready. So Dad, come on, let's go get our bubble teas.
All right, honey. All right, so how was the ride?
It was awesome.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Good. Well, you can take your stuff off, helmet and gloves. All right, now here we are at the Banh Mi Boba Cafe here in Waianae. Kind of take a look at the sign right here. Just a little shop. Got Bones getting off the bike right now. So we're gonna head inside and figure out what we want.
So we got the drink, so I think we're ready to go.
All right, honey, let's get our gear back on and we'll head home. So we're back. We're out of the hot clothes, but regardless of being hot or not, it's always worth putting on all that stuff because you need to make sure you're safe anytime you're on a motorcycle. But we did end up going out to the Banh Mi Boba Cafe, and I opted for a strawberry banana shake with some boba in it. What about you, Bones?
I got an Oreo flavored bubble tea.
Okay, cool. So I guess really all that's left to do is go ahead and try them out, and we'll talk a little bit about it. So go ahead, Bones.
All right, here we go.
Did you get a big drink?
I had like 10 bubbles.
So it definitely doesn't lack on the boba. There's a lot of bubbles in it. Now forgive us while we chew for the next 45 minutes to get some of those down. All right, yeah, so tell the viewers about it. What did you think?
So yes, it is very Oreo. There is a lot of bubbles and they're like very big.
Okay, do you like the big ones or do you like them smaller?
I love them giant.
Okay, perfect.
They're also very hard to chew. So be careful chewing them instead of just swallowing it because you could probably choke on it.
That's fair. It's definitely, I want to make sure you chew everything really good.
But
so what is it? Is it thick? Is it got a whole lot too much sugar in it, or do you think it's just right? Does it taste exactly like an Oreo?
it tastes like an Oreo, and it's also very slushy.
Okay.
I thought it was gonna be more liquidy.
Okay, so instead of going with a milk tea specifically, we did more of a shake, kind of an ice blended thing, so it definitely is a lot thicker. Do you mind if I give it a try?
Sure.
You want to try mine?
Sure.
Okay. Wow. Holy cow, you did it again. I can definitely agree it's a very sweet drink, and it tastes exactly like any Oreo milkshake you might have. And then just kind of that added benefit of having the bubbles in there takes it over the top. I'm a really big fan of it.
Those bubbles are very, very chewy.
So I guess really ultimately what everybody's stopping in for though, Bones, is what do you think? Is this something worth getting in trouble over?
This is absolutely worth getting in trouble.
Okay.
Maybe if you wouldn't really get in trouble, maybe ask your mom if she would like to go with you to get it.
Is it that good that you think mom would be interested in it as well?
Yes, I really do.
Okay, so every once in a while we review a product that we think is so good, there's no way mom could say no to it in the first place, even if it's got a little bit of sugar in it. But okay, so that's 2 big thumbs up from Bones.
Maybe more.
If you had more thumbs, it'd be more thumbs up. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as far as the strawberry banana one goes, I've got absolutely 0 complaints as far as any bubble teas I've had in the past. It's just as good, if not better, than anything else. And in all honesty, for us, it's great because it's really close to home. It's only about a 2.5 minute ride out there. And it's right on the beach, so it's really nice if you want to go ahead and grab a tea and then walk out to the beach. Just as a reminder, that was Banh Mi Boba Cafe. Really decent prices, and it's right here in Waianae, Hawaii. And right next to Pokai Bay, so you can get yourself any sandwiches, sushis, noodle soups, as well as these bubble teas, and you're about 25 feet away from Pokai Bay, where you can enjoy some of Hawaii's best west side beaches. So I think now that we're all wrapped up with the bubble teas, we've definitely decided 2 big thumbs up. Worth getting in trouble over. It's so good, it's even worth telling mom about, right? Okay, so now for my side, for the dad side of the review, I think we'll go ahead and take this inside and we'll start discussing a little bit about that HOMAX toughest tile shower refinishing, and then we'll decide if that works out really well, if that's worth disobeying what mom said and giving it a shot. So thanks. All right, hey everybody, it's Dad here. Like I said at the intro, been talking to the wife about wanting to redo the bathrooms. She's never been a big fan of it. She's always really concerned that we're going to make a giant mess, so I decided to go ahead and sneak away and go to Home Depot, and I ended up finding something that I think is going to make the job a lot easier. So I figured I would go ahead and videotape it, do a quick review on it, and see if it's something that might be worthwhile if you're looking at redoing your bathroom. Save you a lot of time, a lot of headache. So we're going to be reviewing the HOMAX Tough and Tile. It's a tub, sink, and tile refinishing kit. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a quick break here and do a little setup and show you all the stuff that we're going to need. We'll talk a little bit about the product, and then we'll just kind of hop right into little time lapse showing the whole process and how everything works out. And then finally, we'll get you a look at the finished product and see if it's worth sneaking yourself out and going and pick up a box of this stuff. All right, thank you. All right, so we're gonna do a quick unboxing of this stuff here and kind of take a look at what comes inside this HOMAX Toughest Tile Tub, Sink, and Tile Refinishing Kit. You see right here, we opted for the white. It's got a 48-hour cure time, good high gloss finish, and a durable, long-lasting formula. So let's go ahead and break this open. I opted for the brush/roll-on finish. Now, there's also a spray option if you're looking at using spray paint. So first thing out of the box, looks like it's going to be instructions. Okay. Comes with a couple of pieces of stainless steel, I'm guessing, to help you kind of clean and prep the surface before you apply the stuff. Well, there we go. We got our gloves for protection. Make sure we don't get a bunch of stuff on our hands. What we've got here we have looks like a surface preparation cleaner, something good to help clean the surface with. And then finally, we have a can of the 1-part finish. It's got a porcelain-like finish for tubs, sinks, and tiles. Okay, so next up, we're gonna need to take a look at what else we're gonna need to make this project work. So, we'll pop open the instructions. Looks like they got some photos, some things here that we can take a look at. Big laundry list of required supplies here. I'll try to get that in focus. That way you guys can screen cap it if you need to. Reading this, looking like we're going to need to get a good amount of supplies and bring them on in here. So I'll go ahead and head down to the garage, scoop up the things that I need, and then we'll kind of go over the rest of the supplies. All right, so we'll take a look at some of the stuff I got here, supplies. You can see up at the top corner, I got all the HOMAX stuff. Went ahead and brought myself in some brush cleaner to clean up any paint droplets I might get. Got some sponges here for the cleanup, a drop cloth. We've got a few little paint rollers for our 4-inch paint and 4-inch rollers. A couple of cleaning products here to make sure we get a good surface prep. There's our lint-free cloths. We've got a tube here of the DAPS AMP Advanced Modified Polymer kitchen and bath caulking for sealant. We've got a couple of tools here for the caulking and caulk removal of the old stuff, as well as paint trays, our 1/4-inch nap 4-inch rollers, the masking tape, paintbrush to make sure we pick up the drips with and get the tight corners, and then finally we've got my edging tool that I like to use every time I paint. All right, now it's time for the before look. So I'm going to walk over here and I'm going to show you what we're working with. We've got quite a bit of issues here in the shower. Just recently came into this house and we're looking at fixing a few things up. So we've got a lot of dings, scratches. It looks like we've even got some, old grossness that's been sitting around on it. The biggest issue that we noticed as soon as we moved in was that the bottom of the shower is absolutely disgusting looking. So I've just about hit my limit, and even though Mom said that this is something she doesn't want us to deal with right now because of the mess that I'm probably gonna make, we're gonna go ahead and do it. And I think afterwards, hoping this product works really well, she won't be mad. She'll just be happy that she's got a very good looking, clean, new shower. All right, so step one is to go ahead and start removing all the old caulk. So we're gonna go ahead and get right to that and give you a good close-up look at what we're doing. We're gonna take this little scraper tool we have here and we're just gonna start kind of running it up the sides, and we're gonna get that loose. Once we've gotten that loose, all the way up, we should be able to start going in and peeling it off. And since this is a two-hand job, what I'm gonna end up doing is setting you guys over on the counter, and we'll go ahead and time-lapse through all this so you can kind of see how it works out. Well, lucky for me, it looks like whoever installed this the first time laid down the thinnest layer or bead of caulk ever. So there's not a whole lot to remove. And when I recaulk it, I'm gonna end up putting a better convex layer of caulk on there. So it's gonna hide any of the old blemishes and should end up making it look pretty good. All right, so now it's time to go ahead and try to scrub as much of this stuff off as we can. I'm not expecting most of it to come off because we've scrubbed at this thing you know, probably 100 times since we moved in, and we still got the same dirtiness on the ground, but it's gonna help get rid of all those last little bits of pieces of dirt, hair, and things like that. So that when we go through to rough up the edges and everything, we can make sure you get a good coverage with all of our paint. Okay. Let's start cleaning. All right, so the next step is take some of the steel wool that they provided us with, and we're just gonna start going in a circular motion all around the shower to kind of prep the surface ahead of putting the paint on it. So we'll get into that now, and again, I'm gonna speed this up, that way you guys aren't sitting there staring at me scrub at my shower for the next 15 minutes. All right. All right, so pro tip, make sure that you have some windows open, some fans going, because this is some pretty sweat inducing work. All right, so now it's time to clean. Went ahead and filled up a bucket with hot water, some TSP solution, a little abrasive cleaner, or surface prep cleaner. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take my sponge. I'm gonna give a full bath to the shower one more time, give it a good rinse, dry it off, and then we'll move on to the next step, okay? All right, and finally, the last step to get the shower or the tub all clean before you move into the other prep work like taping is one go around with 99% alcohol. We're using 70 because it's all I can find at the store. And wipe down the entire work surface one more time with your alcohol and allow that to air dry before you do anything else. Again, make sure the area is well ventilated before you start using this, because that smell, those fumes are going to really get into your head and start to affect you quite a bit. All right, so the next step is to tape. We're just going to use our standard blue masking tape that you use for any other paint project. I'm going to go around and make sure I get the corners of every edge of the shower. I'm not going to be working on the actual tile. It's just going to be the fiberglass shower stall insert here. Once I get that done, we'll come back and we'll start getting ready to actually start putting the paint on it. All right, so as you can see, we went ahead and got all the corners and the edges taped all the way around the top. And tape down here. And then around this little curve, I'd use a bunch of different little pieces to make sure I got a pretty good piece of coverage right there. And looks like we're gonna have to put another one right there. Last thing I want to highlight is that to make sure that you get a good cover on your drain, I went ahead and removed the metal plate that was covering it, threw down a bunch of pieces of tape, and then I just took my razor blade knife and I cut a nice little circle out of it so that make sure no paint gets down into the plumbing. Okay, so let's throw that backup piece of tape on there, and then we'll go ahead and get started on the paint project. All right, so a couple of things to highlight. First thing being reading the instructions. It's very explicit about not shaking the paint can up when you're getting ready to mix it. It recommends gently stirring it with a stir stick, so I highly recommend getting the stir stick, because what that's going to do is prevent air bubbles from getting into the paint and causing blemishes on once you start laying your coats down. The other thing to highlight is that it recommends doing light coats. Don't try to get full coverage on the first go through. It says it recommends it's approximately 2 to 3 coats for one of these light colored walls, or 3 coats for dark walls. So we're going to go ahead and time lapse again through the paint projects, kind of showing you how I'm getting in all the little nooks and crannies. And then we'll come back once we're dry on the first coat. We'll kind of see how it looks. Then we'll throw a second coat on there, and at that point we'll decide if we need a third one. I'm hoping just for the sake of time that we won't. But so let's get right to work, huh? All right, here is the final product. I've got everything kind of put back in, your little shower head on there. And if we can kind of take a quick look in here, it's hard to tell, but you can see the shine back from the light here. And it hardens almost exactly like a porcelain would. It took what was a very dingy yellow look with a lot of cracks in it, and it really cleaned it up quite well. I think it's a pretty good look overall. So we'll go ahead and kind of close down shop here. Okay, well, there you have it. So that's 2 items reviewed for this week. As far as the dad stuff goes, the HOMAX Toughest Tile, I think it turned out amazing. It was a really easy application, and I would do that 100 times over versus ripping the whole shower stall out first and then doing a replacement. Mom said no initially, but once she saw what it ended up looking like when all was said and done, she couldn't have been happier that I went ahead and snuck out to the home improvement store and picked up that product. So I can't recommend it enough. That's 2 big thumbs up. And what about you for the bubble teas, Bones?
Yes, I still think if I had more thumbs, it would be like 1,000.
Okay, perfect. Well, we really appreciate you stopping by. You know, Dad and Bones say thumbs up to both the bubble teas and the shower refurbishing kit. Is there anything else we need to add?
Yes, I would like to thank Kennedy B for the comment. Yes, my dad and me will try to get from him trying coffee and me trying candy.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so hopefully our next video is me trying some Kona coffee from here on this island, and we'll get Bones some of that candy that was recommended in the comment section. So don't forget, if there's anything you want us to try out, any activities, items, drinks, foods, toys, snacks, tools, please let us know, because it'll give me a good excuse to go out and buy some new stuff, and the same for Bones here. So again, please like the video. If you like the content and you want to see more, please subscribe and leave some comments. Anything else?
Oh yeah, and turn on notifications.
Okay, well, thanks for stopping by. I'm Dad.
I'm Bones.
And we'll see you next week on Dad and Bones. Mom said no.